This is No Money, Mo Money, and after putting an end to a 1,000-year war, he thought to take a little break. But old threats create new problems, and now his path leads to war, through a storm of blood. I have come a very long way in the Retrial Completionist challenge without bothering to really even touch my Crafter quests. Unfortunately, I'm getting into the Master Crafting of Stormblood, where the game really doesn't want you touching that without a very particular crafter skill, Manipulation, which you can only unlock on each of your crafters by completing their level 65, I believe it is, quest. So you literally have to go through your crafter quest to get one of the most useful skills, which basically just gives you a little bit of durability back, so sort of like a regeneration effect whenever you use a crafting skill. So it sort of just slows down. The way Waste Knot sort of mitigates your durability loss as you're crafting, Manipulation sort of gives a small regeneration while you're crafting as well, so it makes it a very valuable skill to have. I've been able to get by without it so far, but these master craft recipes in Stormblood, like, Stormblood expects you to have Manipulation because that is the tier of crafter quests where you unlock Manipulation. And I have been trying desperately to put together macros to find a way to get these mastercraft recipes done without manipulation, and it's just absolutely not. It refuses to give me any version of a craft where I can guarantee 100% quality without using manipulation. It just utterly refuses. So, time to finally get manipulation. So, I have to go all the way through ARR, Heavensward, and Stormblood Crafter quests if I want to get manipulation on all 8 crafters. This is going to be a long process. A process that we're going to start by gathering a ton of resources and crafting a ton of items. And then we just get started running the quest. So let's go ahead and start right here with the carpenters, shall we? So I waste all my time trying to help this moron fix a fight he had with a soldier friend of his by crafting all of these items for his buddy's party. That is to say, with this soldier dude over here. Oh great, so his friend went off to war with the same old longbow he's been using forever that this guy crafted for him, and now the longbow is all busted off somewhere and he's missing, and who knows if he's even alive. Give Gerhard his brand new bow so that he can get back in the fight and save his people. And that's it for the level 50 ARR Carpenter Quests. So now it's on to the Leatherworker Quests. See this jackass who's totally been manipulating events to steal our younger guild members and force our guildmaster out of the exhibition this year so he can try to upstage her with his low quality garbage. All because he's a little butthurt baby who was a terrible leatherworker, and the guildmaster told him so right to his face, so he ran away bawling his eyes out. Oh, Angabotha's jacket. Oh my. Woo. Except that it only looks good. It's garbage under the hood. Yeah, function over form. But also crap, and it's gonna break down and you'll die. Ooh, last minute entry from the Leatherworkers Guild, you say, as I completely show up these morons with my beautiful craft? ruining all their stupid plots and ploys. Look at that! Accusations of harassment, extortion, counterfeiting, and poaching? Oh my god! You're going to prison, bro. And all the people that got booted out of Angerbotha because the whole company is going down for a bunch of crimes are now crawling back to the frickin' Leatherworkers Guild and begging the door to rejoin. Which finishes up the Leatherworkers Guild and also means it's on to Limsa, because it's time to do some metalworking. So let's get started with some blacksmithing. You know, where I spend most of my time crafting weapons for this guy's, like, fighters that he funds in the Coliseum. So Phasar's got, like, the biggest of all big jobs for me for a former champion of the Coliseum. So this one's got Phasar kind of wound really tense today. So what's so important that you need me to craft it for you? Some guy who's like a former champion fighting under a new name. He's super strong, but all of his weapons are crap. So like they keep breaking. Cobalt Winglet strengthened with a 3rd grade materia. Yeah, these 50 quests always require a level 3 materia. Luckily, this quest and the Carpenter Quests are requiring red combat materia, which I've been gathering plenty of because I'm planning to use a lot of the 1s, 2s, 3s, and maybe 4s on my ARR relics eventually. So I'm kind of just hoping that my red materia will get me through. But if any of these start asking for grade 3, like purples or yellows, I don't even know how I'm going to accomplish that. Yeah, he's completely, like, stuck in the thought that he's a terrible gladiator, instead of the fact that he had terrible weapons. So here's your incredibly durable, well-made, and materia melded new sword. Yeah, he takes his old garbage sword and just cuts it in half with my amazing sword. And that finishes up the Blacksmith Quests. Now it's on to the Armorer's Guild, which is simple because it's right outside where the blacksmith was, because they're basically the same guild, which primarily has to deal with this jerk here. Yeah, so he and our current guild master both decided to put in to be like the new master of the guild when the old one was retiring, and had a contest. But like, he's terrible. He's terrible as a leader, even if he's got talent, right? Like, he just screams at apprentices and tells them all they're terrible rather than teaching them how to be better. Whereas our guildmaster wanted us to, like, work together to make each other better craftsmen. He's just thinking she's soft and filling the guild with a bunch of weak, pathetic amateurs who have no business being armorers like the jerk he is. So now he's snagged a commission that was supposed to be for me and the guild master right out from under us. And now he's challenging me to a competition to see whose is the best. Fine then, I'll just craft a much better one than you and completely show you up in your stupid competition. Great, Blandsteer has challenged me to another competition, because he's just a whiny little baby who can't take the fact that I beat him. Alright, so all 3 of the final quests for the Armorer Guild seem like they're going to be a 3-round competition with this idiot. There we go. 1 suit of armor down, million times better than anything that big doofus could craft. Some nonsense happened, and she desperately needs to take these pieces of gear to fulfill a commission, so I can't use them in the competition for some reason. After all, the game has to have me lose one of the rounds to make this slightly reasonable excuse to why we bother to do a 3rd round at all. See, he's like, well, serves you right for bothering to work with these useless amateurs. You lose this round. Also love that this dumbass is so petty, he's willing to accept this nonsense default victory just because of how much of a bitch he is. Oh, so Merylwib is going to be inspecting a bunch of different organizations, including the Armorers Guild, which means we get to have Merylwib on hand for our final competition.
Aha, everybody has come to see what we have made. Now look upon my beautiful armor on this gigantic dude. Oh god, is she gonna have him? Yep. She's gonna have people beat on both of these dudes while they're wearing our armor. I mean, that is one way to test them. Wow, that's a heck of a way to test them, actually. Let's raise the stakes. She just starts shooting them. Their whip is crazy, man. And there he goes. Your armor's good, but it's not good enough, pal. You lose. The dude's just limping away. That finishes up the Armorer's Guild, which means it's time to start Ul'dah and get through the Weavers and Goldsmiths Guild. You may note I'm leaving Culinarian and Alchemist for last, because both those crafters are going to overflow my inventory with random, unique resources that none of the others need. So we're making some fresh clothes for this dude. Also, the fact that this guy wants like a friggin' bandana to wear around his face. Here you go, tiny potato. Tiny dumb potato. Your stupid materia enhanced shirt with some random combat materia you're never gonna use is ready. Yeah. Doesn't bother to give any gratitude for this great job I did. Here's your new fancy high quality boots, buddy. I love his terrible, terrible fashion sense. He's off to court a woman looking hideous. I love that little potato and the horrible traumas he induces on Rose here. The previous attempt to court the girl didn't go too well. Let's see if this one's any better. Great shirt, but nice glasses, hat, gloves, no pants. Yep, you're gonna do wonderfully today. Oh, boots too. Oh, here's this cute little girl that he's trying to court. I wonder if she even likes him. Visited the shop the other day. You should have seen Father's face when he chased him away. Oh yeah, well, she seems to enjoy his presence and stuff, but she finds the whole situation funny. Yeah, so we got one little potato on one side, very lowborn, trying to appeal to a highborn girl, and a girl on the other side, very highborn, sick of all the highborn nonsense. So this is a very obvious kind of story. Don't be absurd, Wawaruka would never attend one of these dreadful parties. He never mentioned Wawaruka by name, girl. Way to give away your little secret that you actually really like him. Okay, so Redolent Rose straight up wants to change Wawaruka's next commission. Like, have us decide what he should wear. And he seems okay with it. Realizes he's terrible with fashion. Alright, here's some better clothes, but apparently there's already some wealthy-looking potato dude trying to court her or whatever. Yeah, maybe her father likes the other guy, but that doesn't mean she likes the other guy. Please, you gotta help me! Yup. Took him a little while, but he realized, nope, can't give up on her. Mama Jaru, yeah. I think that's the same potato dude from the earlier quest who basically completely disrespected me after crafting him some new items. So hey, if I can whip up some new duds to help Wawaruka put this dummy in his place, then more power to us, I guess. Alright, buddy, I put a lot of work into this weird, goofy-looking outfit that's horribly unsuitable for you. But hey, if you think this is what it'll take to appeal to the girl with some fancy clothes, you wholly underestimated her, but also go for it. Wilbur tells me Momojaro and Kokomo are present in the Gold Court, an ideal location for a romantic proposal. Oh, great. Gotta go interrupt this now, then. Seriously, dude, come on, just get out there and tell her how you feel already. This guy is already a piece of trash who doesn't care about her. Like, all he cares about is business and marrying the girl that'll help with his business. Oh, don't you dare raise your hand to her, you bastard. There you go. All the clothes are worthless. She doesn't care if you look fancy, but the fact that you'll punch this idiot in the face for daring to raise his hand against her. This one will actually appeal to her. Turn around and face me right this. This dude isn't some highborn noble sissy. He's a miner. He will put you in the ground in a second, rich boy. Oh, great. Good for them. Congratulations, you adorable, stupid little potatoes. Great. Tiny, squishy potato love. Am I done now? And we are done. That is it for the Weaver quests, which means it's time for the Goldsmith's Guild. The last one that might actually share some of the gathered resources with all the other guilds. So maybe I can get all this stuff out of my inventory finally. So let's go start making trinkets, accessories, and gadgets, shall we? Yeah, we're dealing with this goofy guildmaster and her very sort of verbally abusive little mammoth buddy here. Very opinionated little coghead. Kneel before Gigi, the one true guildmaster. Oh yeah, and her having us deliver our products. So this goofy little Sultan Sworn here. What did he say about me? I mean, about your work. Oh gee, it looks like she likes a little someone too. Okay, here's your super high quality silver ingot. Forced to accept aid from Greenhorn, so humiliated like Gigi. I'm forced to use parts given to me by some brat. Hopefully his core doesn't ever get damaged. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. His soul, his core, was like built over a century ago. Even she has no idea how to fix that. Here you go, pal. Here's your horn staff. Talk of a Jade Fox. What? A legendary thief? Master of Disguise. So who's this Jade Fox? And I'm sure we're gonna have to worry about them since we're goldsmiths. Alright, here's all 3 of the circlets that you guys wanted from me. All that's left is to take them back to Roriton in the frickin' market area again. Oh wait, Robert's outside. Well then, let me go speak with Robert right after we started hearing about that Jade Fox. This shouldn't be a problem at all. Secrets and lies. The man is not more than a miserable pile of secrets and lies. I love that Gigi already could tell. We decided to discreetly investigate several of our guests, including your patron Rorton. He is the Jade Fox. I fear you may be a part of his plans. Do not turn your back on him. Yeah, don't worry, Robert. I'm not going to turn my back on anyone, not even a Sultan Sworn. Here we go. Here's a beautiful black pearl ring. Color, the shape, the luster. Yep, sure. Stop right there, criminal scum. I mean, Roriton. Hi, Robert. I'm afraid I must ask you to give me that ring as it's evidence of his crimes. Yes, that's the reason. Surely. Secrets and lies. He takes him to death and sorrow to Pearl Lane. See, Gigi can see right through that charlatan. That is one bold little mammoth to just chase this dude down and like threaten to fight him. Deceiver, trickster, no Sultan Sworn. No, you naive girl. He's absolutely been playing on your feelings the whole time. You're an idiot. Intended to full-on buddy up with the frickin' guildmaster of the Goldsmith's Guild a little more so he could rob her even more. Gigi's having none of this. Someone needs to beat this jerk to a pulp. Look at the goofy face of Roberts as he flops back. That's my ring. To test that ridiculous hairstyle, you buzz. He's still insulting her right up to the end. How about my ring? My extremely well-crafted end of the progression of ARR level ring that's infused with materia. How about you try that for a new core? There you go. Black Pearl ring, by far the worst piece Greenhorn has ever crafted. Very existence offends me. I feel violated. Oh yeah, he's definitely back. That's for sure. And that finishes up the Goldsmith Quests, which means we're on to the Alchemist Guild. So let's get brewing. There you go, here's some blinding potions. Garbage that no player, I think, has ever actually used. Did nothing to put a stop to this. You should know full well the consequences, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So she presented herself as like a bandit, asked for potions, which could be used to blind people, and Severin just had us make them. Yeah, the Sultan Sworn. She's a Sultan Sworn who pretended to be a bandit who wanted quote-unquote dangerous potions because they're garbage and no one actually uses them, so who cares? Plus, they're finally letting us in on the fact that he's doing some insane nonsense work that, like, everyone thinks he's crazy for. No, my sister would never. Okay, yes, so he lost someone he loved. This girl's sister, apparently. He lost his Mikote girlfriend, or whatever she was, during the calamity, and he's trying to resurrect her with alchemy. So that he doesn't just use magic and bring back a zombie. He's trying to use alchemy to, like, really bring someone back to life. Oh, cool. Just have the corpse laying right there. Here you go. Here's a replica of her wand. You can attack him? Really? Cool. Great, he actually did manage to somehow resurrect her? No, like, this is not a chance this is actually gonna work for good. This is very temporary. Yeah. Literally went through all of this just so he could bring her back long enough to say, I'm sorry, I was a workaholic. Bye. It's very temporary. All that so he could just say, I'm sorry I was such a workaholic, to ease his own guilt that she didn't even care about. And now we're just gonna give this cool wand to her sister. Why not? And that finishes up the Alchemist Guild, which means next, it's finally time to finish this whole process off with the Culinarians Guild. Oh man, my inventory is gonna be so bloated with nonsense. A massive inventory full of garbage for the Culinarians Guild, which ends up leaving us with all of this to turn into the Culinarians Guild. Freaking Chef's Bane, great. There's a food critic visiting, and our head chef cut himself so he can't cook. There you go, pal. A big fat chunk of high quality smoked raptor. Yes. Delicious. Lord Lolorito will be very happy with this, and I definitely did not slip any poison into it. Good luck taking it to your lord. The Admiral's having afternoon tea with dignitaries, so we have to provide their food and drinks. Okay, so she wants me to make sample dishes. Bloodcurrant tart pastry, fish, and chamomile tea. Here you go. A bunch of afternoon tea snacks and drinks. Oh, so she's not just meant to make the menu for the Admiral. She was also supposed to choose a culinarian to be the chef to make the food for her. And she chose me. And here we go. The final quest for Culinarian. The final quest for all of the crafters in Realm Reborn. Okay, so the Admiral's having the Sultana visit. Lolorito brought the Sultana to Limsa to humiliate me? Why? I made great food for Lolorito, and I only put a little bit of poison in it. The Lord Lolorito has gone to great lengths to prevent us from getting any information about what the Sultana likes to eat. So go speak to a bunch of randos who may have gotten little snippets of knowledge. Partial to crowned pie. Alright, so a guy at the markets in Old Dock claiming that his beef was going to the royal kitchens to make beef stew for her. Can't tell you that F-Tails suddenly vanished from the Lamentin market right before her grace arrived. Tails were snapped up by the East Aldenard Trading Company, which is Lolorito's company. So F'd steak. Visiting Gridania, where she fell in love with something called Trapper's Quiche. Why not prepare all of them? Alright, fine game. I'll just feed her 4 things we know she likes from other places rather than trying to introduce her to anything new and very, like, natively Laminson that she might fall in love with. It's hilarious doing these quests after I've already finished Realm Reborn, because like all of these people know me as the Warrior of Light, and now I'm just here as their chef. A culinarian of surpassing skill to be found in Laminsa, possibly have known every one of the Sultana's favorite dishes. My dear culinarian, pray tell me your name. This is hilarious after I've already played through the MSQ. It's like, how do you not recognize me? I requested you by name? There appears to be a misunderstanding. Yes, Lord Lolorito was the one who did this specifically to try and mess with us. Which finishes up Culinarian! And by extension, finishes up all of the Realm Reborn Crafter quests. Everything 1 through 50 completed, which is just the beginning of the long process to get manipulation, so I guess we'll be heading to Ishgard next week. Anyway, see you guys later.